Film creators have a way of hiding things from their audience until the last moment. Some even pass without the audience's knowledge, only for us to find out after some time. Well, we all have our favorite Disney characters in movies, and they have a knack of putting in cameos and Easter eggs in most of their movies. Disney's animators are one creative team when it comes to this. There are some characters in Disney movies that you did not know share the same DNA. Subscribe to Riveted and turn on the notification for this and more amazing revelations. Well, here they are. Elsa and Rapunzel are cousins. During Elsa's coronation in Frozen, Rapunzel is seen arriving together with Eugene. Both movies are set in different locations, and being that Rapunzel does not live in Arendelle, there must be a reason. And a very significant one for that matter, for them to be included in the visitors list. The similarities between the two are also surprising. One is that both of them are blonde. They also have powers. One is a snowmaker and the other, well, has glowing magic hair. It's understood that Rapunzel came to the coronation not only because of Elsa, but to pay her respect to her late uncle and aunt, Elsa's parents. Interesting, huh? The king and queen of Arendelle are Tarzan's parents. Well, when Elsa and Anna's parents' ship was wrecked, the parents did not actually die. Their miraculous survival saw them give birth to a boy who became Tarzan. Chris Buck, the director of both movies, confirmed this, which makes us believe it actually might be true. During the Reddit AMA, Lee said that according to Chris Buck, the parents got washed up on shore on a jungle island where they built a treehouse after the queen gave birth to a baby boy. They were later attacked and killed by a leopard, although we can't really prove that for sure. So there you have it. Tarzan might have been raised by gorillas, but he's definitely the son to a royal family, and he is the prince of Arendelle. Tarzan, Elsa, and Anna share the same blood. Okay, now that we already know who Tarzan's parents are, we know his sisters too, Elsa and Anna. Actually, Elsa and Anna's mother was pregnant when they left, and from the story of a wrecked ship that they survived, we get to see the beginning of Tarzan. This would not need much explanation because we already know the relationship between the girls and Tarzan's parents. Jane from Tarzan is related to Belle from Beauty and the Beast. The Tarzan story seems to be getting interesting in this issue of relationships. As simple as it may seem, the plots from Tarzan have a great resemblance to Mrs. Potts. It's said that they are a family heirloom passed from generation to generation. This is not the only thing that ties the two together. Their sense of style is quite similar. Both Jane and Belle like the same type of dress and even color, yellow. They also have a weird taste for wild men and also their interest in civilization. Jane probably is the great-granddaughter of Belle. Ariel and Hercules. Ariel and Hercules might not seem like two Disney characters who are likely to be related, especially because Hercules is set in ancient Greece, while The Little Mermaid happens literally hundreds of years later. Well, they are related. In fact, Ariel and Hercules could actually be first cousins. Okay, here's the reason why. Zeus and Poseidon are brothers, and we know for a fact that Zeus is the father to Hercules. Poseidon being King Triton's dad, and Ariel, the daughter to Triton, technically makes Ariel and Hercules first cousins. This is easier to realize when you find out that Hercules and Triton are cousins too. They also have the same color of hair, and their taste for adventure is also quite similar. Fiti and Moana. It's very obvious to see the resemblance between Moana and Fiti, but that may not be the only factor linking the two. So what makes them bond with such ease? Well, Moana, just like her grandma, does seem to have some sort of supernatural strength. She manages to push the gigantic statue of Maui when she was just about to be trapped on the island. Who hits a demigod such as Maui and the demigod flinches? Unless one has extraordinary powers like Moana. You just can't. The boats of Moana's ancestors are covered with symbols and images of legends, and Moana chooses a boat with a symbol that resembles Fiti. This is an indication of her character as a demigod close to Fiti. Any fan of Greek mythology knows that leaders of nations or cities were able to trace their lineage back to the gods. By Moana parting the sea, her characteristics are just like Fiti's, as explained by her grandma, that Fiti would raise islands from the ocean and fill them with life. So, from her powers to the connection to the lore and the different symbolism, Moana is likely a descendant of a demigod of Fiti. Andy and Emily. We already know so much about Andy and his toys, but not much is known about his mother. Well, we found his real mom, and it's Emily. We only know Emily from Jessie's story in Toy Story 2, but who is she really? Okay, let's take a look at Andy's hat. Apart from the fact that it looks like his favorite toy's hat, it's the exact same one that Emily had as shown in Toy Story 2. Andy's mom also revealed that Woody is an old family toy, which may be the reason why Andy has a close connection with it. Eventually, Emily donated her toys, including Jessie, but she kept the hat. How so? In the donation box that Emily put her toys in, the hat is never seen. To add on this, the box is too small for the hat to fit in. This probably means that Emily held onto her hat and passed it on to her child. Prince Philip and Prince Eric. Well, we all know that Disney has a way of marrying their stories. In the iconic Little Mermaid story, there's one detail that many might have missed no matter how many times they watched the movie. In Prince Eric's bachelor pad palace, there's a huge painting hanging on one of its walls. It's possible that they resemble Prince Philip and Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. Though it is a little distorted and that we can only view it from a side angle, the guy's face and hair are similar to Prince Philip. The lady's dress also looks like the peasant dress Aurora wore in the woods. They appear to be aged a little, which could mean they are related because we all know how royal families like to keep a history of their bloodlines. Otherwise, this would not be possible. Snow White and the Evil Queen. We are all very familiar with the story of Snow White and her stepmother, who was jealous of her beauty. What most people don't know is that in the original story in the Grimm's fairy tale, the Evil Queen was actually Snow White's biological mother. Because of her beauty, Snow White's mother hires someone to kill her daughter. Disney decided to change the story because it was too harsh to have the mother kill her biological daughter because of her appearance. Genie and the Peddler. We all know the famous Genie from Aladdin because he was one of the most outstanding characters in the movie. Why do we call him the Peddler? Actually, Peddler was quite a mysterious character. Although his part was cut out of the final film, the Peddler and the Genie were one and the same person, and we know exactly how they're related. At the beginning of the film, Peddler sings the movie's opening tune, Arabian Nights, which tells the story of a magical lamp that shelters a huge secret. He tells it exactly the way it's supposed to be, and fans were left wondering how he knew how everything happened. We got to know this because of the considerable resemblance between the two. One, they all have 4 fingers on each hand. Secondly, the Peddler's robe is of the same color as Genie's, blue. Also, Aladdin's director confirmed this to be true. Speaking to E! News, Ron Clement said, "I saw something that speculates that the Peddler at the beginning of Aladdin is the Genie. That is true. That was the whole intention originally. We even had that at the end of the movie, where he would reveal himself." Ariel and the Mermaid from Peter Pan. Many Disney heroes and heroines always miss either both or one of their parents. Ariel is one of the Disney princesses, and the protagonist of the Little Mermaid film seems to be missing her mother. So who is she? In the third Little Mermaids trilogy, we are made aware that Queen Athena, who is Ariel's mom, was killed by a pirate when Ariel was still very young. Disney fans think that Captain Hook is the one who killed her, but we'll have to find out about that later. So, Queen Athena's physical appearance seems to look a lot like a mermaid featured in Peter Pan. They have the same hair color, same shape of face, same tail. I mean, almost every part of their body is similar. Although it might look far-fetched, this is too much to be a coincidence. Well, before we go, here's a bonus. Scar appears in Hercules. If there's anything Disney filmmakers have perfected, it's their way of linking their different stories. Scar, the younger brother of Mufasa and the second-born prince of Pride Lands, is one of the greatest antagonists of the Disney productions. In Hercules, Scar makes a cameo as a lion skin worn briefly by Hercules at some point. It was in reference to one of Hercules' 12 labors, which was killing the Nemean lion. The same is joked about in the Lion King film, where Zazu makes a joke about Scar being a very handsome rug. It's not known whether this was the initial intention, but it definitely looked like Hercules was wearing Scar's skin. The idea of Disney including their characters, albeit hidden in their different films, may be a hint to a relationship between the characters, or just their mode of communicating that they might include the two in one film soon. Who knows? A family reunion between Tarzan and his sisters, or Prince Philip and Prince Eric might be a piece worth looking forward to. With Disney, everything is possible, and that brings us to the end of the video. Did any of the Disney character families surprise you? And which one was your favorite? Also, if you know of any other hidden relationships, let us know in the comment section below. This has been Riveted, and we publish amazing videos daily.